Well, hello everyone. Dale Delbridge, Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, here for your Friday, July 16, 2021 status chat. We're going to go through it pretty quick, I think, today. I got a little segment I'm going to have in the middle of it. We'll look at some economic news, and maybe we'll go into a little bit more depth, more useful depth. Next week, we'll look at maybe housing starts, some actually specific stuff. But today in the news that we're talking about, the producer price index is going right through the roof. If you ignore all the automobile stuff, it's not that bad. That's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Anyway, I'm going to run that segment right now, and I do have for you these numbers for this week, and they're looking a little bit better. The ratio looking a little bit better. Well, let's look at some market data, general economic data, just to be a little bit different. See if we can see what's going on. I heard earlier this week that a big index went up, price index went up, specifically measuring inflation, and the news was, well, don't pay too much attention to it. That's all automobile cost. Well, unfortunately, we need to buy automobiles from time to time and parts and pieces and that sort of thing. In fact, one show I listened to said used cars actually took a jump because the new cars were not available. Some of the cars and trucks were not available. Couldn't get chips from the import. So that's not good. Doesn't feel good to me anyway. I do understand. I have some things here we'll look at. We're looking at Market Watch, and there, of course, is the address we're checking out right there. It's the week, so let's go ahead and pull this down. And we see that we had a forecast in the small business index of 100. Previous was 96. We don't know what it is, didn't have it measured. The CPI, which is basically your basket of household and common goods, we were at 0.6% before, plus that means inflating 0.6%. They were forecasting 0.5%, and it almost doubled. So that's not what I would feel is a great feeling right there. Again, the core CPI, which is what it sounds like, it's the basics more so than the complete consumer price index. I don't have the great details on it. We can look it up if you want to, but it tracked right along with it. The federal budget losing money. That's because that's what they do. No one holds them accountable. They print it like running on Grandpappy's credit card. The producer price index, this has to do more with manufacturing, and this is that one that they say is mostly due to manufacturing of trucks. And we were at 0.8 last month. We were forecasting do a little bit better, and it turns out we did a little bit worse. Let's see what else we got. We got jobless claims. We should be able to see some things a little bit better as states turn off the spigot for unemployment. It's bad if you don't have a job and have honestly been looking for it, but it's a way to get people back into working. And unfortunately, the way they had priced it, the way it was structured, priced it, kind of encouraged people to stay home. Import price index was what it said it was. Empire State, well, I think that's out of New York, and it's pretty rough. The tax, we're looking at these things, go all the way down here. Let's try retail sales. They were down, and sometimes when sales are down and you get a corresponding up, they look at it and say, well, it changed by this positive amount over 2%. Well, the fact is it was down before, and we popped back up a little bit. It just shows that maybe we had a little pent up demand, but that's not bad. People are spending money. There's some things you just got to spend money on. Then we have the retail sales excluding auto. You see it actually improved this month, but that's when we throw in the automobiles. They slowed down pretty hard, I think, from what I hear. Now we'll look at this, pull it down a little bit. We don't want to get into the previous week, but we want to look into this. The building permits, they were forecast and to be what they were the previous month. That's not really telling us a whole lot. I guess if it was forecast to be way down or way up, that might. But what I do have up here is I got another tab. Let's click it real quick. And this is from Trending Economics, and this is talking about the National Association of Home Builders, and we can read that together. But what this is sort of an index of not very happy to happy of how the builders themselves feel and why. And we see we did slip a little bit. We have slipped a little bit. 21, when we started this out, we were back in right before the election. We were doing great guns, I believe it was. And then all of a sudden, it's kind of fallen off, and we're seeing inflation, and we're seeing increased rates. We can read this up here, but basically what it says is it's due to higher cost. People are saying it's the wood. It has been the wood. Obviously, if you're a home builder, you've got to work in your next price based upon if you lost money on the first one or didn't capture as much gain as you thought you were going to have. They're not making any more land. It's the same old story. It says the current family sub-index fell from 80 to 86 from 88, and the gauge for home sales over the next 6 months edged down from 79 to 79 from 81. Also, the prospective buyers sub-index declined from 71 to 73. So they're saying everything's trending down just a tad. Higher cost and declining availability for softwood lumber and other building materials pushed down builder sentiment in June. These higher costs have moved some new home buyers out of the market, really, is what it just says. People are beginning to get worn out by putting in offer and offer and offer and offer when we have low inventory and losing them. They get discouraged and they stop. And that's probably not the thing to do because we know that we're going to get that inflation coming. Well, anyway, that's just a few minutes on something other than what we normally do. So what do you say we get to our little advert that we got to run to keep the Tennessee Real Estate Commission happy, and immediately after that we hit this week's numbers, and I do see some positiveness going on in that. So we'll be right back after this. Hello, I'm Dale Delbridge of Benchmark Realty, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. If you are currently unrepresented and would like to know how to compare up to 3 properties side by side and room by room, then go over to my new YouTube channel, Call Dale to Sell. That's 1 L and Dale, no spaces. Watch the demo on Real Scout and then call me and we'll set up your exclusive ad-free account today. Now last week, 7/9/21, we had 8/9/84 opportunities in the Real Scout system. Sign up, get your account today with me. 46/28 in the under contract still showing, and both of those were increasing last period. 52% was the ratio, and that was decreasing. And then today we have the numbers of 93/56 continuing the uptick in availability, 46/97 also slightly up, but just like it was last week, not as much as we gained in the opportunities, for a ratio of 50%. Now we're dropping down. We're getting better. We're getting better. Don't lose hope. We're getting better.